Hello lovelies. Anyone up for a movie night tonight? Guys? Guys. Hey. I know you're here. I can hear you. Can someone make the damn cat shut the fuck up please? Why don't you do that yourself, Mr. Mean? It's your species after all, I'm sure it will listen to you. Got better shit to do, sorry. How to be polite and rude at the same time, a masterclass by Dr. Mean Yoongi. I'm taking notes. Where do I sign up? Wow. Okay. Sorry for disturbing. I'm just gonna sit here alone and think about the fact that none of you were interested in answering me, but that you all joined as soon as Yoongi Young popped in. Don't be such a drama queen, Jim and Ah. You're one to talk. Shut up, Yoon Kitty. For the 15th time, I'm not a goddamn pet. Wait, is 15th an actual word? It exists. But I don't think you'd find it in a dictionary. And even then, you wouldn't be allowed to use it anyway, Cookie. Oh hello Mr. Language Police. I didn't know swearing was still forbidden for college freshmen. That's because it isn't. Jin's just playing up his Hyung power. I'm not. I just don't want you to corrupt our mock Nays language with your filthy tongue. Who are you, his mom? You do know that Jungkook technically is an adult, right? Barely. Is that what you call adult Juni Hyun? Obviously. Much grown up. Very mature. Where on earth did you find that picture, Jiminchi? I have my sources. It was just a stupid bet. I don't usually look like that, and you know it very well. Let me present you with Exhibit 2 then. Aww. Again, adult who? I only see a cute tiny baby bunny. You too, Yoongi Hyun? Consider it payback for all those cat edits you plagued me with. Where's the I might look tiny but I'm still taller than you bean boy rant? I am saving it for later. Why though? Anyway, Yoonmin definitely proved my point. Such a cute boy can't walk around spouting bad words. That just doesn't fit. If I were you, I'd be careful with what I say, Ginny. Or next thing you know, Cookie's gonna stomp around in docks with tattoos and piercings all over his body. That is actually not a bad idea. You can do whatever you want with your body and clothing style, Jungkook, but nothing will ever change the fact that you're the baby here. Just accept it. And don't pretend you don't like it, Bangkook. We all know better. Whatever. I think Jimin Hyun had something to say. Wow, someone actually noticed. Don't be silly, Chimmy. We joined in the first place because we heard you scream, not because of Yoongi Hyun's cat comment. Obviously. Nice lung capacity, by the way. It would be nice if you used it for other purposes than breaking our eardrums though. Some of us kinda need those, you know. Don't worry, Hyun. I'm sure you'd still be able to make beautiful music even if you were deaf, just like Beethoven. But not all of us are geniuses, so please have mercy on the common folk among us. I wouldn't have to be so loud if you paid a little more attention to me. In Mochi language that means a lot more. I think we all know that Tay. More seriously though, what's going on, Jiminy? And what can we do to help? I just miss you guys. I feel like we haven't seen each other in forever. We live in the same house, Jim and Ah. We literally sleep in the same room. Sorry, but rushing by each other on the stairs or sharing a hello good night once a day doesn't really fit my definition of seeing each other. Then you might want to buy a dictionary, Jiminchi. That's my line. But I actually agree with Jimin's sentiment on this one. We haven't had a lot of real interactions in a while, which is even weirder considering that we're housemates. Have I ever told you that I love you, Namjoon Hyun? Yes, you have. And guess what, I'm also down for a movie night. Well, that's settled. Can I go back to my stuff now? Mind if I come see you in a bit? I'd like your feedback on a beat I'm working on. Sure, but make it quick. Don't worry, I'm planning to be back to the studio in 1 hour anyway. Can we leave together, Hyung? I have an appointment with a teacher for my end-of-semester project in 1 hour as well. Of course, Cookie. And what about tonight? I am not sure I can, Jiminy Hyung. Depending on what my professor tells me, I might have a lot of work to do. Probably not. I managed to book a music studio for the whole evening, so I really gotta make the most of it, 'cause everyone's fighting for studio time right now. Sorry, Chim. It will depend on whether I still have enough brain capacity to process a movie after a whole day of psychoting. What do you mean, Hyun? Are you alright? Don't worry, Chim Chick, that's just his word for studying psychology. Ah. And I might have to pass this time as well, sadly. I got a ton of new lines to learn for my practice exam, and I don't even know how my brain is ever gonna be able to store them all. I thought you already knew all your lines by heart, Hyun. I did. But my dialogue partner bailed on me yesterday, so I've had to find another scene to work on with someone else. And now I have to start again from scratch. What? How is it even allowed to change one's mind like that, so close to the exam date? It isn't. But the girl is on a burnout leave, doctor's orders. Oh crap. Hope she gets better soon. Well, if I may add my 2 cents. I know you're all very busy and stressed out with your exams, but you've been studying non-stop for days on end. If you don't take a break, you might end up just like this girl. Says the one who spends so much time in the practice room that he forgets to eat and passes out. That was one time. I've learned my lesson. And I've got my tail alarm now. What's that? That's me. Oh really? Wow, we surely would have never guessed that. I hear your sarcasm, Hyungs. I just asked Chim to let me know whenever he goes to the dance studio, so I can check on him from time to time and make sure he's not forgetting some essential things. Aw, that's cute. Anyway, this isn't about me. I'm worried about you guys. It feels like most of you have completely changed in the past few weeks, and I don't like it. What do you mean? I mean that you haven't really tried to get on my nerves once in 10 days, Jungkook Shi. I mean that we have this lovely baby piano sitting in our living room and Yoongi Hyun hasn't touched it in ages. I mean that Sukjin Hyun hasn't cooked a single meal for a whole week and lives on microwave dishes and takeaway pizzas. And I mean that Hobi Hyun hasn't got out of his intense sunshine mode in so long that I'm seriously considering buying a 50+ sunscreen even though we've had nothing but rain lately. Gotten. At least that's something that hasn't changed. Thank Gajin. Now I am confused. Are you saying you miss me bothering you? Do you really need to ask Cookie? Isn't annoying each other part of the way you interact? Exactly. Now it feels like I'm just a random stranger to you and I don't like it. You should really invest in a dictionary, Jiminchi. You already had trouble with the verb scene, and I don't think your definition of stranger is accurate either. Why are you writing so seriously lately? That's not like you at all. I swear, sometimes I have to actually check your profile picture to make sure you are the one talking and not Namjoon Hyun. Really? Yeah. That is the best compliment you could have made me, Jiminchi. Huh? I am practicing my writing skills to make sure that they are on point for my exams. And we all know that Namjoon Hyun is the best writer out of us all. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of impressed you care about a detail like that. It's not a detail though. Yeah, everyone knows that between 2 exams of the same content quality, a well-written one makes a better impression. Well, I still find it weird. When is your last exam again? June 30th. And you're really planning on keeping the June impression until then? Come on, Jiminy, it's not that long. And I don't see why that freaks you out so much, he's still very clearly Jungkook. Yeah, but not the Jungkook I'm used to. And I'm sure you don't need to practice your writing so much anyway. You're probably right, Chimmy, but he's the one who's gonna sit these exams. So if writing to us in this way makes him feel more confident, you gotta let him. Sorry Jiminchi, I guess you will just have to endure it. That's not what I meant when I said I missed you annoying me. But I guess I'll survive if it's for a good cause. I'm also a bit befuddled though, Jiminy. Why didn't you mention Namjoon Hyun and me on your list? Obviously because you still feel like the same to me. Though now I'm not so sure. You didn't even bother to answer my question about tonight. Wait, I didn't? And guess what, I'm also down for a movie night. I am not sure I can Jiminy Hyun. Probably not. It will depend on whether I still have enough brain capacity. And I might have to pass this time as well, sadly.
No, 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 no.
Oh shit, I really didn't. I mean, shoot.
I'm good boy.
How don't you even know if you answered or not? Don't go all suspicious on me like that, Chim. You know I would never lie to you. I was just half following the convo while preparing my camera for a shooting, so I wasn't very focused. Let me guess. You thought you answered, but it was actually just in your head. Yeah. Wow. That's a whole other level of brain cell-lessness. And in case you're wondering, Jungkook, that's definitely not a word. Wait, you mean that never happens to you, Yoongi? Wait, you mean that actually happens to you too? It happens to me as well. For real? How is that even a thing? Well, sometimes I will get a message while I am busy, and formulate an answer in my head while still tending to my previous occupation, and I will realize later that I skipped the step of actually sending the reply. That never happens to me. That's just because you always drop everything you're doing as soon as someone reaches out to you. Does it mean you do that as well whenever someone writes to you, Yoongi Hyun? Nah. I just have enough brain power to do several things at once, and do them well. Liar. Are you doubting my mental capacity, Sachin? I think he's talking about Cookie's question, Hyun. Because you actually always drop what you're doing to listen to us. That's just because I know you'll annoy the hell out of me if I don't. Sure. Yeah, that's what I had in mind. Though I'm not so sure about the brain power either. You were so engrossed in your studying yesterday that you didn't even clean the kitchen after yourself. That's called priorities, Hyun. I'd argue that keeping the common rooms clean should be rather high on that list, if we don't want this place to become an actual land of chaos. And I'd argue that I'd rather live in chaos for a few weeks than do badly at my exams, Mr. IQ 148. Maybe you function like that, Yoons, but you're actually living in a community, so you gotta take other people into account as well. I don't like to clean either, and I definitely need every minute I can spare, but I still do it because I don't want to annoy other people with my mess. Also, you know untidy places get on my nerves, Yoons. I can't focus in a messy environment. And I think we all agree that none of us want our sunshine to turn on the glaring mode. Yes please. The intense one is already dry enough. By that? Huh? What do you even mean? Well, intense sunshine mode, aka ISM, is when you get so focused or stressed out that you get all crabby and your light becomes a bit too hot. Crabby? I think that means irritable. Believe it or not, I just learned a new word. And I am definitely adding that one to my vocabulary. You're welcome, Hyun. Okay, I get ISM. What's GSM though? The glaring mode is when you are downright angry and you burn instead of shining. And I know exactly what that feels like. I do wish ISM didn't come with such weird spelling though. Deciphering that is giving me a headache. Not weird, effective. And Mr. Mean, I love you and all, but you'd better get to cleaning up your mess if you don't want my glare to burn a hole in your brain. You're not gonna fail your exams anyway, so you can definitely spend a few minutes on this. Yeah, you've worked so hard all year, Hyun, there's no way you won't pass. It's not about failing or passing though. It's about getting a high enough score to prove that I deserve to keep that tuition. The people paying for my studies want to know they're not wasting their money on just another average student, so I gotta deliver. That sounds stressful. Yeah. Having to rely on strangers to pursue your studies seems complicated. I mean, it's great that they offer to help. But it does put you in an uncomfortable situation. No shit. Shoot. But that doesn't mean anything anymore, Jin Hyun. I don't care. At least it's PG. So basically Youngs, it's kinda like me, but worse. Since when do you have a tuition hobby, Hyun? I don't. But the internship I won with Seoul Entertainment will only happen if my grades are good enough for 'em. And if they're not, someone else will get the place. You have to be kidding me. You won that competition because you're a talented producer. Why do they have to add that stupid condition? And why that obsession with grades anyway? It's not even an accurate representation of people's real capacities. I know. Sadly, it's quite easy to use, so they don't bother trying to find something else. See, that's one of my issues. I love psychology, but I'm definitely not an academic head like you. Textbook studying is really not my thing, and it takes such goddamn time to get these things the way they want me to. Sometimes I really wonder what the fuck I'm doing in college. For you, Cookie, that's such a long time. And what the heck? But you came this far, Hyun. You can't give up now. I would have so much more time to make music if I did though. And that's where the real problem is, right? I get you, bro. I don't know what I'd do if I had to give up arts to do something else. But he chose psychology in the first place, hobby. Well, I started off as an economics major and look at where I am now. It's okay to change your mind, and giving up on something is not necessarily a failure. Sometimes it's actually the only right thing to do. Isn't that what you told me when I was struggling with the idea of changing paths, Youngs? It is. But Hyun, you said once that you decided to study psychology because you wanted to help young people who went through difficult things like you did. That's such an admirable goal to have. And as much as I'd love to hear tons of new music from you, I don't think you should forget about why you made that choice in the first place. I agree. And as Jiminchi said, you only have 1 year left. I know you can do it, Hyun. The mock-nays do have a point. Yeah. As frustrating as it is, this is still the best option. I'll probably regret it if I quit now. And if you think about it, it'd be really screwed up if they decided not to give you this tuition when you're so close to getting your diploma. I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, I don't know them, but if there's one thing I learned through the years, it's that the world is fucking cruel, so you really shouldn't expect anything from anyone. Freaking. We get it, Jin. You don't need to censor him every freaking time. Also, hello Mr. Doom and Gloom. I really didn't miss you. I'm just being realistic, Hoba. We need someone to counterbalance your crazy optimism. Can y'all believe that this dude's my BFF? Opposites attract, they say. That being said, I thought I was his best friend. Well, he chose me as his roommate, so clearly I'm superior. You're just the only one who had a spare bed in their room, Hyun. I'm his biggest fan though, so I'm definitely his favorite. Move over, peasants. I am the one he chose to give guitar lessons to, and he hasn't used my footstool to whack me on the head once. Clearly he likes me best. Y'all can go back to your delusional dreams. I'm this Chaos Land's sweetheart, so I'm obviously on top of his list. You're all crazy. I'll go now, before your insanity destroys my last functioning brain cells. Is our shy boy Suga trying to run away? Who's that? Don't know him. So you're not even gonna tell us who your actual bestie is? I can, but you probably won't like the answer. We promise that we shan't be upset. Are you serious right now, JK? Even Namjoon doesn't use that verb. But it is correct, isn't it? Yeah, it is. But it does make you sound like a 70-year-old Englishman, and I'm not sure that's how you want to come across. Why don't you just use won't anyway? It's also correct, and perfectly good enough. But good enough is not good enough for me, Hyun. I want to be better than that. And I want to make sure I finish my first college year in the best way I can. That's very commendable, Koo, and such a mindset will surely get you far, but you mustn't lose sight of what really matters either. What do you mean, Hyun? Well, in this case the most important is to give correct answers, and to be understood. That's what you should concentrate on, because smart words are nothing if there's no actual substance behind them. Like I said, priorities. And this time I agree. So, can we go back to the important thing now? As in? Who's your favorite Chaos Lander, of course. Oh, that's easy. It's my baby. Your what? Why am I not surprised? Yeah. And I'd be very disappointed if I actually believed it. Does he mean what I think he means? I'm pretty sure he means the piano chim. We named it that, remember? Well, sorry, I haven't heard it in so long that I forgot it even existed. First off, I mean that we have this lovely baby piano sitting in our living room and Yoongi Hyun hasn't touched it in ages. Second, I'm pretty sure I miss it more than you. And that's exactly why I'm worried. You always say that creating or playing music helps you relax and recharge, and you haven't done it in weeks. I don't want you to break down because you haven't taken the time to rest your mind properly. He's not wrong, you know. You won't be able to memorize anything if your head's too full anyway. I'm the psychology major here, I know how memory works. But don't worry, Chim, I'll be fine. I can survive without music for 1 month. You sure? Besides, I don't want to distract anyone with my playing. But you wouldn't. We all love to hear you play, Hyun. And we all love to see Jimin dance. Aw, thank you. Doesn't mean we want to have him jumping and pirouetting around under our nose while we're trying to concentrate. I guess you have a point. Well, libraries are a thing. If you let us know in advance, maybe those of us who need silence to study could go to the library for an hour or two, so you can still play a bit. That's actually not a bad idea. Looks like Junie's IQ's starting to rub off on you, Cookie. I hate working at the library, but maybe I could make it so that my rehearsals with my new partner happen at these times as well. Or you plan your rehearsals first and then we work around that. Yeah, that makes more sense. That work for you, Yoon? Sure. But you really don't have to change your plans for me. I'm fine. And we wanna make sure you stay that way. Most of us also have things to do outside anyway, so it is just a matter of coordination. Talking about organization. I think Jimin and I should take over the housework load for a bit. This way you'll all have time to study and take breaks without stressing out about cleaning up or whatever. And you won't be distracted by the mess hobby. I can help as well. Don't you have exams to study for as well, Hyungs? Yep, but it's chill. I mean, I've been studying normally during the whole year and I've understood most things, so I don't see why the theory exams would go badly. And my main professor is happy with my photo project so far, so no stress there either. I have exams as well, but it's mostly assignments to submit, and since I started working on them as soon as I got them, I'm perfectly on time, so I don't have to stress out as much. Is that a backhanded way of telling us we should have started studying earlier? No. I mean, research shows that starting early and being regular is usually the best way to go, but it's not my place to tell you how to manage your studies, especially not at such a stressful time. And everyone is different anyway, so you should just do what works for you. I'm all in favor of that plan, Junee-hyun. I wanna help as much as I can since I don't have any exams. My big audition was in April, and thanks to your support I passed it just fine. So now it's only fair that I give back to you. Then I hope you can also allow me to concentrate on other things than cooking, instead of complaining about microwave and takeaway. Despite what you all seem to believe, I'm not your personal chef. And it wouldn't hurt you to cook for yourselves once in a while either. That's not what I meant, Hyun. Of course I can cook for myself. It's just that you usually love cooking, so it's weird to not see you do it in so long. Also, not fair, Jin. You know full well we don't expect you to cook for us. Well, except maybe June, but he has an excuse. Hey. It's not my fault I was banned from approaching the kitchen gear. Not your fault? Should I remind you of the pie incident? You almost burnt down my brand new oven because you forgot to set the timer, you dumbass. Tell that to Taemingkook. Everything would have been fine if I hadn't had to abandon everything to stop them from wreaking havoc in the living room. But you just pointed out that we're not children anymore, Hyun. You don't have to supervise us like that. Yeah, we know what we're doing. Don't let Junee-hyun's control freakiness take you over. I beg your pardon? Well, he's not wrong. You do tend to over-control things when you're stressed out. Maybe I wouldn't have to if y'all didn't prove time and time again that you're unable to function like responsible adults. Sure, I definitely can't take care of myself. It's not like I lived alone for years before joining you. I really don't know what makes you think we're that helpless. You don't have to watch over us so much, Hyun, I promise. Oh really? Well, I don't know why I even bothered taking care of you all this time, if that's how you take it. It's not like I have better things to spend my time on. Like sleep to catch up on. Or fucking exams to prepare. Oh. You know, that's exactly what we're trying to tell you, Sakchin. You can focus on yourself more instead of worrying about us. So no need to get all worked up. I'm not worked up. What's that swearing for then? This is my house. I'm allowed to swear if I want to. So you're allowed to influence JK's language but I'm not. Fucking unfair. Also, you almost never swear, Hyun. Since when are you keeping track of everything I say and do like that? I never signed up to be surveilled. Come on, Hyun, you know it's not like that. Our Jiminy just cares a lot, that's why he pays such close attention to us. Besides, you're training to be an actor. You'll have to bear much worse in terms of surveillance when you get big. Lol. As if I have any chance to succeed when I can't even concentrate on my studies without being constantly interrupted by y'all. Now that's mean, Sakchin Hyun. You know we'd never do anything to hold you back. Also, if you have a problem you should just tell us, instead of being half passive-aggressive like that. Listen, Mr. Mean, I don't need your psychology nerd ass to try and analyze me. If you need a guinea pig to test your theories on, find someone else. Guys? Can we please not get mad? I don't know what you're talking about, Jimin. I'm not mad. I just wish you'd leave me the fuck alone so I can practice in peace. Hyung is busy as offline. That escalated quickly. What have you done to our Hyung Yoongi? What do you mean? I think he's referring to the fact that you are usually the one asking us to leave you alone. Because this is very unlike him. Yeah. That came completely out of nowhere. I'm sorry. This is my fault. I shouldn't have started this discussion. I never thought it would trigger him like that. And now I feel even worse because I never noticed he was so stressed out. Don't feel guilty, Jiminchi. None of this is your fault. But he's right, Jimin. This really has nothing to do with you. And even if you're usually the first one to notice whenever one of us is down, Seokjin is the best at hiding it. Definitely. And given how he just exploded, it was bound to happen at some point anyway. Maybe, but I still should have been more mindful. I'll go to him and apologize. Don't. Why? I think you should let him cool off first, and wait until he's comfortable to speak about it. Are you sure? I'm the reason he went off. I need to show him I'm sorry. I don't want to let things sit like that. Think about it this way though. There's probably a lot of things going on in his mind right now, and he needs time to let it all quiet down. If you come to him with your apologies, he won't be in the right mental place to deal with them, and it will just add fuel to whatever negative things he's feeling. I understand that you feel bad, but try to put yourself in his shoes so you can do something that will actually help, instead of rushing to fix things right away. And because I know you, let me add right now that this is not a criticism. It isn't? Come on, Minnie. You are the most loving and caring person ever, we all know that here. I think what Yoongi Hyun means is that sometimes you want to do too well, or you want to help too much, and it clouds your judgment so you can't see the bigger picture. Isn't it also what you meant when you said I needed to keep sight of what really matters, Yoongi Hyun? Yeah, I guess you can also apply it here. And again, Jiminy, I know you feel responsible, but it really isn't as bad as you think. True. You know our Seokjin Hyun, he never stays mad for long. Really? Well, in the almost 3 years I've known him, he's only been mad like twice, and it never lasted for more than a few hours, so. I wish I could have kept it that way. But I trust you guys. I think you're right. And actually, I should apologize to all of you as well. I've just been complaining and pestering you for attention when you clearly have more important things to do. And I put my needs first, instead of listening to you. It's okay, Jiminy. You're a teddy chick that lives on love and affection, we all know that. Yeah, we understand. And none of us is mad at you. Not even Ginny, I'm sure. Besides, you're right on one point, it's not healthy to study non-stop like that. And I believe this will serve as a reminder for everyone that it's not a good idea to let stress build up instead of finding ways to release it. Though everyone should decide for themselves how they want to do that. Exactly. But you know, Jiminchi, even if you can be annoying sometimes, it is very comforting to have you around, because you always make us feel loved and important. True. You're always the first to give us support, even when we don't know we need it. So please don't change, Jimina. We love you just the way you are. But maybe try to limit the hugs. I definitely could do without them. I'm not sure I can do that. But I promise I'll always make sure to ask first, and that I won't insist if you really don't wanna. I guess that works too.
Later.
Hyun is busy as online. Yo. I'm back. Oh my god, Seokjin Hyun, I'm so sorry. No, I am sorry. I don't know what came over me. I can't believe I've been so mean to y'all. I know you only had good intentions and I completely overreacted. This isn't how a Hyun should behave. I'm terribly ashamed of myself. Please forgive me. Don't say that, Hyun. You shouldn't feel ashamed of anything. You are the best Hyun this chaos land could dream of, Seokjin. You have no idea how lucky I feel that I got to be a part of your home. And you are a person before being our Hyun. You have all the rights to feel stressed out and angry and sad, and any other emotion. That doesn't make you less lovable or less worthy of respect. Preach, boy. No one should ever feel like they have to hide anything to make other people happy. Especially not here. I know that. But I'd much rather help you with your problems than dwell on mine. And it's perfectly valid if that's what makes you happy. But don't forget that you also need to let things out if you don't want them to eat you up. Yeah. It's not because you have 10 feet long shoulders that they're supposed to carry all this chaos land's weight. We can all take a share of it. Definitely. Namjoon Hyun and I are strong. We can help for sure. And we'll never, ever love you less. We know you give so much to make sure we're at our best, no matter what you're going through. That's why I was worried, because I didn't want you to forget that you should take care of yourself as well. And I'm sorry I didn't manage to get my point across more clearly. Don't apologize, Minnie. You could all have been the sweetest possible version of yourselves and I would probably have blown up anyway. I didn't realize I was that stressed out. I'm really sorry I let it come to this point, and I promise I'll do everything I can to never let something like that happen again. As Yoon said, we can help with that. Just let us know what we can do to make things easier for you. Yes, please. Let us help Yoon. You are the best citizens this chaos land could dream of. I guess we can change our usual plan for a few weeks. But even though I do get frustrated with you sometimes, please don't ever believe that I don't love taking care of your stupid asses. Honestly, that never even crossed my mind. Same. But I'd kinda like to know why you got so aggravated, if you don't mind sharing. Well, I guess it's just. This whole exam thing got me a little anxious. I mean, a lot. Better? Yeah. But you've already sat through a lot of college exams, Hyun. Aren't you used to it by now? I don't think that's how it works, Cookie. It's like going on stage, isn't it? You can never help but being anxious, even just a bit, no matter how many times you do it. All you really do is learn how to manage it. Being well prepped helps as well though. It's not as bad if you can tell yourself that you did your best and know your stuff. I knew my stuff. But then my ex-dialogue partner dropped this bomb and I got sent back to stage 0, just 1 week before my exam. And there's nothing I can do about it except do the work all over again, only I don't know if the time I have left is enough. But they have to take this into account when they judge your performance, Hyun. It would be so unfair otherwise. I hope they will, but since I can't be sure, I need to be as prepared as I can. As if I don't have other exams that I also gotta study for. And I've been working on this scene for hours and I still can't seem to remember anything. Maybe my brain is just not made for this. Maybe I should just go back to economics and worry about numbers and statistics instead. That sounds depressing as fuck. Would that make you happier though? Probably not. But less stressed out certainly. At this point it's kinda all I wish for. And if I fail these finals it will just be a further proof that this is not actually for me, and that reorienting was a mistake. Listen, drama queen. If I'm staying in psychology, there's no way you're giving up on acting either. Yeah, exams are tough, and you're definitely in a messed up spot right now, but this is all temporary. I'm not gonna let you make such a stupid decision just because you're panicking. But you don't really mean that, Sakjin, do you? What makes you think that? Because you've been so much happier this year, compared to the previous 2 ones. It's clear that, as difficult as it can be sometimes, acting brings you so much more fulfillment than economics ever could. And I don't think you'd ever trade that away, especially not over this because, as Yoongi said, this rough patch is just temporary. Everything will feel different once you'll have gone through it. Also, I'm not sure failing your exams automatically means you're not made for this. Every artist has moments when they're not at their best, even the most successful ones. That's just part of the job, and what matters is to learn and grow from these moments when they happen. That is true, I guess. But it doesn't change the fact that maybe my brain isn't made to remember tons of lines, and if that's the case I'd just be wasting my time running into a wall. But that doesn't make any sense, Hyun. You have learned so many things throughout the year without any problem whatsoever. Your brain works just fine, I am sure. Maybe it is just so full of stress that it cannot retain anything more at the moment? That actually sounds legit. It's always harder to concentrate properly when you're under heavy stress. Yeah, I can definitely relate. That happened to me last year during my semester of doom. There's nothing wrong with your brain, Sakjini. Maybe you should just take a break. You gotta be kidding me. No, I'm very serious. I know it sounds dumb with all the things you have to do, but clearly, cramming doesn't get you anywhere at the moment. So maybe you just need to clear your mind first, if you want to be able to fill it again with the things you need to remember. Oh, Dr. Min agrees. Si-hyun. I have the expert's seal of approval. So now you just gotta follow the doctor's orders, Jinny-hyun. I don't know. Well, we ain't gonna force you. But think about it, please. Alright. I can do that at least. Can I come give you a hug? Of course, Chim. You know what? I think this actually calls for a group hug. Really? Yes. Come on, Dr. Min. Think of the oxytocin boost you'll get out of that. Well, I think we all needed that. But now I really gotta go back to my beat. And me to my lines. And I need to prepare for my meeting. Alright, lovelies. Let me know if you need me to do anything for you. And my offer for tonight is still open, if ever you want to take your mind off studying for a while. Which reminds me. Kim Tae-hyung? Yes? Where's my answer? Wait, what? Oh. Oops. And then you wonder why I worry so much. That night.